Hello, everyone. It's a beautiful day today. Trust you're doing great because I am. All right, so let's just cut to the chase. How many of you have ever had this idea? Probably you get this inspiration, or not like an inspiration. You just sit down. Probably maybe you're in the bathroom, you're in your room, in your quiet moment, and then this idea just pops. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Now, in those moments where those ideas pops into your head, what do you really do? Those are the things that we're going to be addressing. I've heard a lot of people say that I have this idea I've been working on, but I don't think I have the money to do it. I don't think I have the resources. Oh, the idea is kind of grand, but I don't think I can do it. But while you're still deliberating or on if to start or not to, boom, you see someone else doing that particular thing in a small way, but just exactly how you planned it. Let me give you an example, or I'll use myself as a case study. Last year, on two occasions, it has happened. I was working on a particular book project. I was working on it myself, and I have this picture of how I wanted it to be, the content, the audience, the people I intend to reach out to after creating the ebook. So I was working on it for no reason. I don't know what happened. I just had to just abandon that book project. I just let it go. I don't know. But then, few months after that, I saw someone who was actually marketing that particular book that I had plans of, that I was working on. And the person was marketing it with the same strategy I wanted to use, the content, the target audience. The only thing that was really different from what that person did was the price, because I wanted mine to be way cheaper so that everybody could actually get in touch with it. So that's just it. I was looking at it and like, seriously? So that means when an idea drops in our head, this idea is not just for one person, it goes round. So then what happens? We're going to look into that. The second time it happened, I was trying to organize a program. I was trying to organize a program for young people, and there was this particular topic I had in mind. But I was thinking that no, I need to create a fine place to start my program for this set of persons and all of that. While I was still deliberating, that same month, I saw someone did it, and this person didn't even have to use any stage or something. So you see what I'm trying to say, that if an idea pops into your head, get up. That idea is like when you are in a field trying to run a race. Once you hear the whistle, boom, you should get up and start running. Whether you have the resources or not, you should start. Then as you go, the resources will come, the materials needed for it to grow, or whatever plans you have for the vision or idea, it will come once you start. So in this case, what happens when someone takes that idea, or when you're not smart enough to work on that idea? What then do you do? We're going to be looking at three things that you need to do once you have an idea, but then because you're not smart enough, someone takes that idea. So what happens? Well, first we're going to look at, once an idea pops into your head. First, once you get an idea, the first thing you need to do, once you can even be walking on the street and then the idea comes in, maybe you should do this, there are problems everywhere. So once the angels in charge of the solution, or how you put it, once that once that idea just drops, one thing you need to do is, one, write it down. Of course, you don't want to let it go, so you write it down. While you write it down, you see that there are other things that needs to be added. So you add them and make it more unique. So number one, you write it down. That way it helps you understand better what this vision is like. How can it helps you to elaborate more on the idea, on how to make it more better. Number two is to get started. That's the truth. If you don't get started, somebody somewhere will definitely get started with that idea. You're pampering you. After you've written it down, you want to start looking like a frame. Somebody somewhere that is not looking like a frame will take up the idea, and that's the truth. So once you write it down, the next step is to get started. Start working on it. Start showing up on it. Let people know that this particular idea is yours. It was given to you, and you've started showing it out to the public. Then the third thing to do is to be determined to follow, because that idea that was given to you, it might not be an idea that you just start showing up and then it works. I'm trying to generalize it because it could be anything. But whatever the idea comes, you don't have to have this mentality of it has to work faster and people have to know me for it immediately. So the third stage is you have to be determined to show up. You have to show up, be consistent on it. Then if maybe you had this idea and for some certain reason, maybe not really because you are smart, but someone is actually doing, you have that idea, but at some point you see that someone else is already living that idea, is already working on that particular idea. What do you do when it happens that way? Is very simple. Look at what that person is not doing right. Look at where that person is not doing well. Then get that idea. Since you already had it, just write it down. Write the things the person is not doing. Of course, the ideas may not really be the same, and the executing steps may not really be the same. So you pick the idea, you restructure it to suit you and your audience as well. So I believe you've been able to get something from this video. If you're still lying down, pressing that idea down, then it's time for you to really get up. The world doesn't celebrate lazy people. The world doesn't celebrate people who suppress their ideas. It only celebrates people who stood up to make that idea. Most of the things we're having today is because someone somewhere stood up, showed up, determined, and was consistent. That's why we have most of the things we're using now. So you don't know what that idea of yours can do for a lot of persons out there. So get up and start it. It doesn't matter whether you have the resources or not, just start. Thank you very much, and please like and subscribe to my channel.